Hello. Oh my goodness. You can tell that I just woke up. Hello and good morning to you all. I hope that you are all having a great day or night, whatever time it is for you right now. This is not the video I was planning on filming and uploading. I had been trying to film a video for the past, I think, 3 days, and it was a video that was going to have to be filmed in different parts, like at different times, because I wasn't going to be able to film it all at the same time. And so I filmed the first part, and then when I was going to film the second part, I ended up deciding like a different kind of way that I wanted to film or try filming, and so I redid the first part. Technically, I only had part one of the video done, 2 different versions of part one of the video done, and I didn't have the second part. And I was really struggling with like getting it done, figuring out how I wanted the video to go, and it was not fun. I wasn't having fun filming, and I wasn't having fun trying to figure out the format, how I wanted the video to be, and so that made editing difficult and not fun. And I kind of just decided, like, there's a reason why this is not going well. When I film a video, normally it comes pretty easy, and I know that a big part of that is because it's something that I really want to talk about or show, something that I really want to film and upload. And that video was just kind of out of convenience. Like, I do want to film it, and I will potentially film that video again sometime in the future, but at this point in this week, I'm just like, I'm doing too many things that are not fun and kind of stressful, and that video was adding to that stress, and it just was not a good time. So what I'm gonna do this week instead is just this little video, this little catch up video, check-in video. I do these sometimes, and I actually haven't done one in kind of a while, which in part is nice because that means that I've been pretty okay. So the fact that I'm doing it again is a little bit of an indication that I'm going through some things, dealing with some things. I'm a little stressed and overwhelmed, and I've just been having a really difficult week. I felt horrible yesterday. I had like such a bad headache, and I was so tired, and I am still tired. I went to sleep at like 9:30, which is just kind of unbelievable. I'll go to sleep like midnight, but I went to sleep at 9:30, but I couldn't stay asleep. And I didn't even take a nap yesterday or anything, so I'm really not sure what that was about, but I just couldn't stay asleep. So yes, I did sleep for a while, but I was getting interrupted sleep, which is not like restful and rejuvenating at all. So I'm still pretty tired. I'm hoping that tonight I can get a good night's rest, because I'm just like so behind on sleep, and I don't want to keep being more and more behind. So I really, really hope that tonight I can sleep well. A lot of changes going on this week, a lot of new things. I'm excited because some of the things mean the start of like a new path for me. some of the things mean the ending of something, but then that means that once that thing ends, I get to start something else. So there aren't really bad changes going on. It's just that there are changes going on, and changes can just be stressful, and you have to get used to and accustomed to those changes. So that is what I'm trying to deal with this week. I was also earlier this week, I was also just dealing with a hard situation. But I did get to see one of my friends I hadn't seen in a while. I got to see her again, which was so nice, to catch up with her. And we literally just like colored and played like these talking games. And we're just catching up with each other. And we did that for like 3 hours or 4 hours. And it was so like peaceful and nice. Like there was no pressure, there was no anything. It was just like peace. Like your mind could shut off. So it was just so nice hanging out with her. And then I'm gonna see another friend later this week, which I'm excited for. It's just nice to be with friends. And actually, I got to see 2 other friends yesterday. So yeah, I'm hoping that with this like resurgence of seeing my friends pretty frequently, I will just be kind of like getting back into the groove of things, feeling a lot better like mentally, and I'm just looking forward to what I have to say in the next few weeks. I might not express it to you guys because I don't know how much you care, how important it'll be to you guys, but just me, having these as like little video diaries, being able to remember what I was telling you guys right now and talking about and feeling. And then in a few weeks, I will have gotten a little bit more accustomed to all these changes, and hopefully I'll be able to see how positive I feel now in the future. I didn't just want this video to be a catch-up video though. I know that's not like the most entertaining thing. So I was reading an article yesterday, and it is about a cold case. And I felt like that was just kind of something that I needed. That sounds really bad, like I needed a cold case. It's not that, it's that earlier in this channel I would be talking about more serious things, and I would talk about crimes. I would kind of delve into criminology a little bit. I have video ideas and some like outlines for videos that have to do with the field of criminology. I do really love that field, and I'm interested in it. And so I felt like how I've been telling you how I've been feeling, and how the video that I had originally planned to upload, it wasn't going to happen because it just wasn't feeling like right and authentic. And so I feel like when I saw this article, it kind of reminded me, or like, yeah, I guess reminded me that these are like my quote unquote roots. This is the stuff that I wanted to talk about, and I was excited to talk about, research, share, you know, it was just something that I really liked to add to my channel. And I feel like I've been doing, I know that I stopped doing those types of videos, and I think that me not being able to film the video this week was just kind of like a wake-up call, again, a reminder that I this is like really what I want on this channel, and I need to start going back to those things, not just ignoring those things. Those are a part of what I want this channel to be, and I want to have that fun side of things. But as I've said in another video months and months ago, I want it to be a balance of more serious and educational videos, and then some fun, lighthearted videos. So what I wanted to talk about for the second half of the video is about a cold case that got solved. So, not a bad thing. Of course, the fact that a crime happened is bad, but the fact that it got solved at least is a positive. So I just wanted to talk about that today. It's the story about Chester, and I'm going to try to pronounce his last name. Brainy. It's Breiney. And this story is from many years ago. It's from 1959. So he was adopted by two Wisconsin parents, and he was killed about 65 years ago. So 1959, about 65 years ago. And they found, through their leads, through their investigation, they eventually found that Chester's parents were the ones who killed him. But they evaded prosecution over a technicality. So they did confess, but the judge said that prosecutors lacked evidence against the parents, so they evaded prosecution. So fast forward to 2023, the skeletal remains that were believed to belong to Chester were tested and studied. And something that's been going up in use a lot is genealogy. And I think that it's so fascinating. Genetic genealogy, I think, is just so fascinating. It's such a cool part of science. I just really am not a science person, but every time I read or I learn about all the science, the DNA, like all the ways that they're testing to find evidence nowadays in crimes, I'm just so fascinated by it, and I would love to see in depth how that works and how that goes. It's just so amazing. I think it's just the fact that cold cases can be solved, that cases that may have never been able to be solved can now be solved because of this advanced type of testing, I think is just absolutely amazing. And I'm so happy and thankful that it's a thing. I'm so happy and thankful that people get answers, that families and friends, they can get answers, that criminals can be caught, that they can be found and not continue hurting more and more people. And I could keep talking about this forever. I just wanted to point out how much I think genetic genealogy is just helping and changing the world of criminology and of being able to find and prosecute people. So the testing started in 2023, like I said, and it didn't happen until November of 2024, November 8th of 2024, that the remains were actually able to be identified as Chester's remains. And so once that happened, obviously it was a cold case. Like, they did have the details. It was like known. It wasn't just like they found a body recently or remains recently and we're trying to like figure out who it is and the whole story and everything. Like, they had the story, they just didn't have the DNA proof. And the reason why they didn't have that is because when Chester's remains were found, it had already been some time. And I mean, by that time, like, his adoptive parents had also fled and they went to Chicago, I believe. And just time had passed, and you know what happens to bodies when they're just left in the open and the person is deceased. So it was hard to identify those remains, but the family of Chester, they informed authorities like they don't know what happened to the boy. They haven't seen him. And so through that, that's how they, and once they found the parents, that's how they kind of pieced together the story that something happened, the parents did something, or they know something about what happened to Chester. And then once they were brought in and, you know, talked to by the police, the parents then told the police that they had killed their son Chester. The confession was what had the police get to the conclusion that they were the ones who are responsible for the death of Chester, but the body was too decomposed at that point to be able to like visually identify. So that's why barely less than a year ago, the body was able to be verified to be Chester's via DNA. What I do want to mention though is that even though they did confess to the police, when they were in court, Chester's parents did not continue saying that. They were trying to claim that they were innocent and that Chester was sick and he got sent home from kindergarten, and then they just found him dead one morning. And I think that's important to note. They did continue that claim of responsibility in court. And what was found eventually was that Chester had been neglected, most likely significantly neglected, due to Chester's dental health and the way his bones were forming. So that's just, of course, horrible to hear, alone whether Chester was still alive or not. It's just always horrible to hear about children being neglected or enduring any type of negative behavior or words, whatever it may be. It's just always really heartbreaking to hear about that, and the fact that he did pass away because of his adoptive parents and in the manner that he passed away. I'm not going to say it here, but if what his parents said were true and the way that he did pass away, then again, just really, really heartbreaking. He died at the age of 7, and hearing how his life was filled or most likely filled with neglect and abuse, is just really, really sad to hear. He didn't deserve that. No one does. And he deserved to live his life. He didn't deserve to have it end at the age of 7. He deserved to, go through elementary school and middle school, college if he wanted, to get a job, to have a family, to make, his friends, his lifelong friends. There's so much that we get to do in life, big things and small things, and we get to experience them as we age, as we get older. And again, Chester didn't make it past the age of 7. He didn't get to experience so much of life. It wasn't his time. He wasn't sick. He wasn't ill. And it's just always so frustrating and maddening when people's lives get taken away. There was just no reason for them to not be here on this earth anymore. I want to end this story though with a more positive note, a more heartwarming note. So Chester's biological mother, Josephine, died in 2001, and Chester's adoptive parents died in 1988. So unfortunately, his adoptive parents weren't able to be prosecuted, and if his mother ended up knowing about Chester and his death, she never got to find out truly, based with DNA-based evidence, that her son died. And she had no living relatives either. That's not the good part, the heartwarming part though. The heartwarming part is that because people heard this and his story and had a good heart, the community, Ozaki, I'm sorry, I'm horrible at pronouncing things, but it's a county in Wisconsin. They, sorry, they came together as a community and had a service for Chester now that they, had that concrete evidence, and they honored him on November 15th of last year, of 2024. And I just think that that's so heartwarming again, that it just, those types of stories just really warm my heart. They help me have faith in humanity, in the goodness of people. And I just think that it's really important to remember to be like that, to not have to know someone to have your heart go out to them, to not be a good friend to someone in order to help them out in a situation. You can just be good to others, to your community, to anyone. Not everyone has a good support system. Not everyone has lots of friends or family. You don't know what people's stories are. It doesn't matter if you know that they have a lot of good people surrounding them or not. You should always try to be a positive and good part of someone's day, You don't know what they're going through that day, that moment in their life. So you don't know how much you could positively impact them, positively change their day, their mood, maybe even their life. So just always think about that and always choose kindness. Please, always choose kindness. There's just so much going on in the world all the time. And I think that if we all just at least pick one moment of the day to show kindness to someone, it can really, really make a difference. I hope that this video wasn't too all over the place. I hope that I made sense. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that if you guys are interested in this story, if you guys are interested in genealogy, in the field of criminology, that you guys use that interest in a good and positive way. You don't have to be an analyst in the lab to make a difference in that field, in that world. You can be an advocate, you can be in the justice system, you can even work with children, but have that focus on helping with things like abuse and neglect. There's just like so much that you can do to be a good and active person, an active member of this area, this field. So if that's something of interest to you, please, explore that, and hopefully you are doing something positive in this field. And I just thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for listening. I hope that you have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month, an amazing year, and an amazing life. And I hope to see you guys back next time.